Let's look at Ghana's opposition victory and what PDP has to say to that. People's Democratic Party has described the victory of Ghana's opposition National Democratic Congress candidate, John Mahama, in the December 7, 2024 presidential election as clear evidence of the triumph of the people's will over oppression. In a statement issued on Sunday in Abuja, the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Honorable Debo Ologunagba, congratulated the people of Ghana for their resilience in defending democracy, which resulted in the return of the NDC and President Mahama to power. He said, the victory of democracy in the platform of the opposition, NDC, is a clear demonstration of the triumph of the power of the people over misrule and oppressive policies of government, as it now being witnessed in Nigeria under the corrupt, rudderless, and insensitive APC, Ologunagba said. He continued, the verdict of the people of Ghana in this presidential election is a signal to the APC that its days in office are numbered. The power of the people in Nigeria, just like in Ghana, will surely prevail, end APC's oppressive rule, and return Nigeria to the path of good governance, security, political stability, and economic prosperity on the platform of the PDP in 2020. Session called on the Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies to ensure the integrity of the electoral process and prevent the manipulation of future elections as seen in 2019 and 2023. Michael, what do you make of this story?
Well, anyway, forgive me again. I'm a bit too raw in my analysis. It's just wishful thinking.
Why do you say that?
Now, let me say this. I am in a country where I get confused. Sometimes before I go on the air, I beg to check which political party someone is. Because as of 12 midnight, he's in the APC. But as of 3 a.m., he's in the PDP. So sometimes I check. And I hope he's still in the PDP. The Honorable
Double
he's still in PDP. Okay, now I can talk.
Yesterday, you can be sure.
Oh, I'm sure. So let's get things right.
Yes.
The political parties in Ghana, they stick to their principles.
Okay.
They have
ideologies.
And they remain with their political parties. They don't cross carpets as we do here. Today I can speak about PDP, at the end I'll be real mockery. But tomorrow I can also speak like Sanusi and I'll be in the APC. What I'm indirectly saying is that's wishful thinking. You should have an ideology. I don't see what's the difference between APC and PDP. You're now saying, oh, except we look at who seems to be ruling. So if you say, Ghana is different from Nigeria in every way. We talk about the politics, the mindset of the people and everything. Ghana is stand on the ground. The democracy, yes, is there, it's thriving. But you should not wish that, the people in Ghana are tired and that's why they choose to bring Mahama back and in Nigeria it will happen. Come on, it doesn't work that way. What are you ready to bring on the table? With all due respect, many persons will even say the crisis in Rivers, the crisis in the PDP is also as a direct result of the presidential candidate in the last general election and the minister of the FCT. If we do not resolve that, I just pity PDP. I pity them because in the 2027 election, they will be in for a shocker.
But then, don't you think that there appears to be a transition in the political ecosystem in Nigeria? Now, prior to this time, in 2019, it was all about the party.
Yes, no.
But in 2023, there appeared to be a transition because people were no more interested in the party, but in the individuals. This was a situation where you see APC, PDP voting for Labour Party. You see PDP working for APC, and you see APC openly working for Labour Party and other parties as it were. Now, there appears to be like a move from political parties to more to individuals. And how do you see that playing out in 2027?
So who is the individual that will come out for 2027?
Now, that would be the big question.
So that's it.
Considering that PDP is still balkanized and
some persons, with all due respect, are still saying they will come in 2027. Are these persons, are we ready to vote them? Let's not forget what Nigeria stands for. For now, we look at ethnicity as a ground in our elections. Okay. We look at religion as a ground in our elections. Are we ready to get a northern back? In case the PDP feeds, I'm not saying In case they do feed a Northerner in 2027, are we in the South ready to vote a Northerner into power?
But then, you know, Arewa Consultative Forum, their chairman, though he was suspended based on that statement and later recalled, came out to say that the Southwest was ready for a Northern governor. And
oh, so he said.
Yes, so
that's what they also said
and he
in
was
2023.
He was
yes, yeah, and I understand why he was suspended on that. He spoke out of order, and many persons are not happy with what he said. But the truth still remains. If you want things to change, look at the players.
All right.
Is anybody ready to put a Northerner as a presidential candidate in the PDP? And are we at the South ready to vote in a Northerner as a presidential candidate, irrespective of what seems to be happening? So let's not remove the dynamics. In Nigerian politics, is based on religion, region, and ethnicity. And in Ghana, it's different.
Okay.
For example, now, he said it initially. Look at the economic team of this present regime. They all seem to be from a basic ethnic nationality in Nigeria. And that's why the Northerners are kicking. You cannot have a finance minister from the Southwest. You have the CBN governor from the Southwest. You have, everybody seems to be stationed there. Why would the Northerners trust you? So are we going to jettison that?
You recall when the president was setting up the committee to look into the local government autonomy situation. I took my time to look at that committee. Most of them were from Southwest. I think if they were like 15, about 12.
Yeah, from the Southwest.
And they were occupying very prominent and sensitive financial positions.
Yes.
Because it was about financial autonomy. So he had to set up a financial team
that would think towards that line.
It was clear when I went through that committee, I was like, okay, this is more of Southwest. How then is the president employing more of people from his region or his ethnicity to hold national positions with regards to the finances? Are there no other good hands in the
That's the
north,
question. So
in the south,
are we ready? Are we ready to make that change?
So you think this is going to play out in 2027?
It will always play out.
All right.
It will always play out. Ethnicity, the region, and religion.
All right.
That's the three major things.
All right.
Ghana has gotten it right. Nigeria, we're still just battling around it.
All right, very well. Chizi, what do you make of PDP stance on Ghana's victory?
Well, let me say this, that is not the first time it's happened in Africa. It happened in Nigeria in 2015, don't forget.
Okay.
But you must look at the indices that brought about those happenings. And you see that those indices are not here today. If you look at the APC, for instance, and I can tell you that since the democracy started, you haven't had any president who has jumped from one political party to another, became president of Nigeria. Not one. Just check. It hasn't happened. That's what people understand. That's because, so the party plays a role, whether you like it or yes. Give it to Tinubu. Tinubu has been in this party, because just with the naming and all of that, from when the party started till today, he became president. Isn't it? Buhari has been in the opposition party, of course in his party, from 2003 till he became president. When he began it was Atiku who named PDP, people deceiving people, because he was in AC. ACN, have you forgotten that? And then he jumped back to PDP, and that was the anger of some persons that after 2019 you left to Dubai and came back to become, and then when you now came, you couldn't handle certain persons very well. You thought they were still boys. These boys had grown. So if you look at what is happening right, it's not just about the person. For instance, one of my reasons, when I said Obi with all his ideas and creativity won't go anywhere. I'm a politician. It's not about what you are shouting in social media. It's not about what you are doing there. There are things that makes you win election. So in Nigeria today, the question is, who is a fight? The fight will start in who will, even if they come up other in a new political party now, who will become the president? That will be the fight. Who will, even because Atiku is not ready to come step down, neither is Obi ready to allow Atiku to become, neither is Amechi. Amechi also wants to be president, because you see, age is no longer on their side. So this is like their limit. They just want to just catch up being the president. And it is what, so even if some of us in APC, not me, there are some persons in APC who may not just like APC but do not have alternative somewhere. Because there's no alternative, there's no organization. If there's any seemingly organized party now, it's the APC only. Because no other parties are organized. Labour is going to court against each other. These ones are doing that, the other one are doing that. So you see that what happens here happened in 2015 because of that kind of thing. Now the question is, you just talked about ethnicity,
religion,
and of course religion that plays a very important role. You remember that I took on the pastor, of course we have discussed that before, and I said, don't wear JC so that we don't feel you on the field. Because if you put on JC, we will not feel you, will tell you that this thing is not done like that. While you are there shouting and shouting, election will be happening in your unit and you will fail in your unit. It's not about shouting. But one thing that you must look at this thing is this. If you also look at ethnicity, if you give to Atiku, assuming that the PDP agreed to give to Atiku, now the South will say, oh, Atiku will go and take up their own turn. The South will not accept that. The South will not accept that. Now, if you bring it to Obi, the North will say no. That means Obi will not do 8 years because they will not trust them. So the only person they would have trust is Jonathan, assuming Jonathan is even ready for it. That's the only person because he has legal fortime. I'm advising them free, which is I'm not supposed to advise them. But you know why I can say it openly on television is because an Atiku will not accept it. The other will not accept. They still see Jonathan as a small boy, no matter the fact that he was past president. They don't see Jonathan as a big player in politics. So I can tell you that that's the problem they will have. But if they come down, Amachi will say, oh, if Jonathan goes for this president, that will be the problem. If I go to support Jonathan to be president, then he will be 4 years. Then the next 8 years will be the North. That means I won't be president again. So Jonathan must not go. So you see, Obi will say, oh, if Jonathan goes like that, it's no longer. The problem is, look at the Mahama. Look at the times he has stayed to work himself up. Stayed to work himself. Are you saying that there are no people who have messed him up? But he stayed to work himself up. Today he has ripped it. Buhari ripped it. Even though they told us Buhari came with integrity, and we now saw that integrity wasn't there. So, but that took him up because he was there. Persistency is there. And you know, some of us, our value is that when you see somebody who is consistent and persistent. Now look at Yes, Wike Mayoga has been in PDP for all this while. This is ministerial. This thing is beginning to put a check on him. You know, I just wish he should realize that and know, because right now, Yes, Wike would have been the automatic leader of PDP, because I think he has done more work than anybody put together in PDP. That's why you can't just remove him. He's a very powerful stakeholder in the PDP. So he can't do anything there. He just working, and of course he don't Wike. He has a way of doing his own thing. When he came, he wanted, even though he was the person who wanted to be minister, Wike wrote to the party, and the party wrote it back to accept. So he will tell you that I wrote the party. Of course, there's, after all, there are some persons who have been under party.
But then there appears to the feud between Atiku and the FCT minister. Both of them appear to be parallel lines that can never cross. And now the board of trustees have come out to say they've met the FCT minister before. It yielded no results, and they said they were going to meet him again in order to see that the mend fences moving into 2027. Now, to a large extent, the danger here in PDP crisis is if this crisis is not resolved, then 2027 presidential ambition will go up in flames.
It is my
Don't you think so?
My problem is that, look at the problem now. What is the FCT minister's anger? It is time for the South, zone it to the South. Allow the South to move. So are they even ready for that? And Atiku is
Atiku allow that.
Atiku is still so showing why would you, he still wants to be president.
The man will say, no, let me support Tinubu to complete his 8 years.
That's why I said ethnicity, religion where you are from plays a role.
There is no way. You know, Atiku wants to be president and use Fubara as vice president where? Fubara will not win Anthony.
Now, haven't mentioned Fubara Nze. This is your cue.
I was looking for his trouble.
It's in Fubara's PA. Am I Fubara's PA?
That's your cue, Nze. Go ahead.
Well, I will still leave it there. You know my way. Let's come back to the boss stand. You know, Debo is a friend, and I used to stand with him. But here, I think that I have some level of pity for him, thinking in the direction he has chosen to think. Because you are saying that because of what happened in Ghana, APC will be expecting an end to leadership in Nigeria. You should have comforted yourself, consoled yourself with what happened in Ghana, because what happened in Ghana is what happened in Nigeria in 2015. So I felt that he should have been coming from the angle of self-pity, that we made a mistake somewhere. But in as much as we clap for Ghana for bringing Mahama back, look at the institutions in Ghana. well-stable institutions. Do we have stable institutions in Nigeria? Look at Ghana, maybe police for internal police security mechanism. Look at Ghana, the umpire that conducted the election. How can you match? How can you compare them with Nigeria? Can you compare them with INEC? Can you compare Ghana police with Nigerian police? Can you compare Ghana judiciary with Nigerian judiciary? We've seen in Nigeria where people came out openly for the first time in 2023 and cast their ballot so massively, believing that the electoral act of President Buhari will stand, will do anything for us, believing that the promises of Mahmoud Yakubu, that beavers and all that will work. We believed, we didn't know that we were dealing with liars. People who can't stand on their word. People without integrity. And we came out, even those who have not voted since they were born, went and got, some slept in INEC offices for days just to get their PVC. And they got this PVC on the day of election. Rain beat people, sun beat people, hoodlums maimed some, broke people's head and all that. They casted their vote, and these same corrupt evil people in Nigeria rigged the election. And they are now sitting in power and talking to me. Who are they talking to? I see most of these players as people who lack good head, because they have no judgment in their mind, they have no integrity, they have no conscience, they are satanic, they are demonic. In Nigeria. No, hold it. You can't stop me now because you didn't stop my colleagues. Hold on. Do you know why I said that? Do you know why I'm using that word? I am the people's advocate. Nigerians are suffering under this leadership.
You still have to be civil.
Do you know why I have to call this?
You can't call them
Satan is a being.
You can't call them satanic.
Satan is not animal. And many of them worship the same Satan. They will even be happy that I call them satanic. They will say that I'm
a Jamaican. So I understand what it means.
Yes. However, let us look at it. Dabo Neglaba has not really reasoned well to come up with this point. You're saying that maybe the PDP to which you belong will take over from APC. How? Where is PDP today? As I speak with you, the only presidential candidate we have for 2027 as at now is Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes.
There is nobody from PDP yet. There is nobody from Labour Party yet. Even the APP of Kwankwaso, nobody yet. NNPP rather.
NNPP. Kwankwaso and Kwankwasia group has been expelled from NNPP.
Okay, that's why I told you. That's why I told you that nobody from there. It is only APC, and this APC is really giving us bitter pills that cures no illness.
Was PDP better?
PDP as at when Jonathan was there. As at when Jonathan was there, we were better. Because look at Jonathan as the leader, as at that time, was a president with a listening ear. He was a president with a human face. But today, we have people who don't care the way you feel. They don't even care the way you talk. Look at the level of impunity we see. That people will come out to protest and say, please, we are hungry. And somebody in power will say, they will be protesting that they are hungry, will be eating rice. And nothing happened to such person. Now look at people came out to say we are protesting, bad governance. Why people were gathering to protest? The president jetted out to go and enjoy himself. What kind of country is this? And Dabo is coming to tell me that this. Look, evil have been instituted in Nigeria, and unless people like me and maybe that Michael, not you and the cheesy. Yes, unless people like us, we stand our ground and say enough is enough. Look, 2027, we have a change. If men of goodwill, we stand their ground.
So Cheesy is not a man of goodwill.
He's not a man of goodwill because he always speaks against goodness. So, however, let that be. Let's close today's discussion with that. That Cheesy is not good. He's my friend, but he's not good. But however,
yeah, the marketing before the public.
No, don't worry. I'll market you later. Look, Nigerians and Nigerian government and those political players should please borrow leave from Ghana. Let Nigerian police force look at themselves. Even though some people are coming to say that Nigerian police force was not created for Nigeria and was not created by Nigeria, but was created for the elites. But they are recruiting people from the grassroots to defend the elites. let them have good head. They are not called Nigerian police. I was a stakeholder in police. Yeah. They were not called Nigerian police as a police owned by Nigeria, but Nigeria police. Who established them? And look at their game. Look at what they are playing. Now, we come to judiciary. If I speak the way it is in my mind now, you will stop me. But I will not speak. I will not speak.
Please don't.
But judiciary should know that their face have been smeared with slur.
All right.
In Nigeria. Then coming to INEC, when you want to cause somebody, if you tell somebody, thunder fire you, he will forgive you. He will say, you are Satan, he will forgive you. But if you call that person Mahmoud Yakubu, he will fight you. That is to the extent this name has gotten rotten. Because he headed an umpire that conducted the worst election in a country. And he still standing today.
All right.
So we beg God to help us. If Nigeria will have anything from what Dabo said, which I know there's no hope from there. Except if we will fight from our angle, which I am prepared to do.
Cheesy, go ahead.
You know, when we state facts, people misunderstand us.
Go ahead.
The fact, what we are saying, I'm sure Michael is with me on this. What we are saying is that it is not because of these institutions you have mentioned, the police, the INEC, that we're ever saying that. It's because there's no organization in the party itself to present the presidential candidate. You have said so. You have said that the only presidential candidate we have now is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because the PDP is not, even the Dabo that is speaking, may be coming from a faction of the PDP. You'll be shocked that they also have another coming from a different faction of the PDP. Now you see, so it's not just the PDP saying it; it is a faction of the PDP that is saying that.
But sir, let me ask one critical question.
Yes.
The problem in the PDP, would it finish before 2027 election?
That is where
it's supposed, but it may not.
I thought as much because I have not even seen, when you say something is finished, I have not even seen people coming together
from the body language.
So what are we saying? So why are we not saying?
So that's what I'm saying, that. So it's not because of INEC, because INEC was there. The police force were there in 2015 when the opposition party won. But what we're saying today is that you are not even ready in the first instance to go to do something. Why are you even blaming this situation? It's like somebody
and you are wishing.
And you are wishing. It's like somebody coming here and saying, "No, I'm going to be a graduate in 2014."
When you've not entered school.
No,
you've not written JAMB.
Nothing.
Why are you still pending?
So
F9.
He is coming from he is not even a member of the PDP by the other faction.
All right.
That's what it means.
All right, very well. Michael, as we round up, what your final thoughts on this?
Well, my thought, especially as it concerns this, is the PDP should first clean house. I cannot go and look for a wife if I don't have the requirement to feed her. I can love a woman, she's fine, I can admire her, but I cannot go and marry if I don't have the money to marry. So PDP should stop wishing. They should stop. It looks as if they are now making us know that we are true Nigerians. We pray more than any other country. But what do we have?
But they have been talks of
we wish of every other country, but what do we have? We hope. The only things Nigerians have is hope. Hope is what we have. Apart from hope, we don't have any other thing. I keep hoping, and my children have started following me hoping.
That's the worst.
So PDP should just do me a favor. Clean house.
But there are talks of a merger.
Talks. Thank God you said talks.
Talks, yes.
And you are taking us back to hope. Let's just in that hopeless situation.
So it's still on the hope.
Yes. Let them clean house.
The merger is not party.
When you clean house, then we'll know you are ready. When you clean house, you bring out a candidate. A candidate. Not an existing candidate.
Okay.
That has every election he's there. If you bring out somebody from the south, that we will know, because we are not stupid. No Southerner, I'm not being ethnic in any way. No Southerner will give it to a Northerner for another 8 years when we've just done 4 years, whether we are taking T-pain or P-pain. No Southerner will do it. So let them understand that. Clean house, give us a credible candidate we can look and say, okay, we can substitute this for this. Then we're ready. But if they keep doing this, let them wake up. They're still sleeping. And it pains me. It's a nightmare they are sleeping.
All right.